Funny enough, that project is about everything that has been going on in the past 5 years of my
Okay.
life, whether with my career, with personal issues, addiction,
Mm,
and I just I was struggling at being consistent at writing or putting stuff out. So it took a while to get here. It was a way for me to summarize everything that has been going on basically in those 5 past years,
mm,
and God gave me the strength to put those into words. And it was just basically emphasizing the fact that I always say I'm not good at leaving first impressions with nobody. I'm an underdog, so I always carry that chip on my shoulder. And I just really
mm.
wanted to emphasize the fact of how long it took here for me to get to where I'm at as an artist, as a person, as a Christian, you know? So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Man, listen, we cannot gloss over what you said, man. Thank you for being transparent and
Hmm.
sharing that part of your story.
Yeah.
Um, that obviously is not easy to come out and say right out the gate.
Yeah.
Um, man, I know there's a lot of people that are connecting to you right now, and I'm glad
Mm.
that God gave you the strength and the ability to sit down and talk about that openly, man. Um, Talk about how that has affected your uh, position with music. Like, what was it that took you away from, what was your outlet for getting off of the addiction?
It was a lot of just basically I was drinking a lot, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, I'll be open about it. And I used alcohol as an outlet to cure my depression,
Mm,
my anxiety, you know what I mean? And I that was tough. That was tough because at the time, um I was focusing more on living in the moment, you know what I mean? Having a good time, drinking rather than focusing on my artistry. And that this was all pretty much recently, you know what I mean? After I met you guys back in Flavor Fest,
mhm,
I I stopped, bro. I something happened in my brain. I call it you ever heard of the term like self-sabotaging?
yes, I have.
Like sometimes you think it's too good to be true to happen to you, so you find a way to like ruin it for yourself.
I know that
And
feeling. Yes.
that's kind of like been the moral of the story the past 5 years. When good things happen, I can't believe that those things are true. So I find a way to diminish them.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
How did you start down that path? Like, what was the root cause of what you think got you into that lifestyle?
It's a lack of confidence, man. Lack of confidence
Mm,
in who I am as a person. Always seeking um validation. I always struggle with that.
mm,
Always trying to seek validation from artists, from people in the industry. And obviously, I come a long way from that because I really don't care about it as much no more. Which part of it is like once I stopped, I took like a break from music. Like I just stopped caring. But it has to do like with a plethora of things, but mainly it's the lack of confidence that I'm just now starting to get as an artist, and just to always seeking validation from other people.
Let me ask you, does that go back to family ties?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it
Does
does.
it go
I'm
back
sure
to
it does.
upbringing?
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, when I say I'm not really good at leaving good first impressions, I mean even when I play sports, it wasn't fast. I had no speed, I had no muscle, I had no skill, I couldn't catch. So it was always
That's the
like,
majority of us.
yeah, I mean, for some of us, we're really gifted at something, right? But even rapping, like I had to work really hard to like develop myself as a writer, as a producer, um, and building that confidence. Like I said,
And
to get
listen,
here.
let me tell you, bro, if you haven't heard it enough about this project, man, take it from me. I'm one of the people that sits around and listens to music all the
Hmm.
time. You know what I'm saying? We get over 100 submissions in a month from music. Bro, this project is dope. You put your heart into it.
Hmm.
God is honored by it. and you need to know how impactful and how important that project is, bro. Do not sidestep what God
Yeah.
is doing in your life through that project. Because your writing is in there, your expression is in there, and your release is in there. So
Mm.
you got to make sure, man, that you take full credit for what God did in your life through that project because it is awesome, man. It is amazing. So just keep doing what you do and let God do the rest. You know what I mean? Like the slogan on my hat, God will provide. He'll provide the confidence. He'll
Mm.
provide the platforms that look out, that reach out, right? He'll provide the opportunities for you to work with other artists and make more music and, you know what I'm saying? Like find those pockets that fit for you. He'll even provide the resources on how to get to those places and how to get to the places where, those people are waiting for your gift to be, ministered and exposed.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the kind words, man. Um,
Absolutely.
let's hope we don't find a way to like down the road be like, nah, this is not important. This sucks, and we self-sabotage again. But I
We won't
really,
do that, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
I really appreciate those kind words, man. And I am learning to let God take the wheel on this music
Yes.
thing. Um,
Yes.
it's a battle, but we're working on it.
Yeah, yeah, and you've surrounded yourself with good people, man. You talked about the brother Sam Giannis, man. That's my brother. That's my homie. You talked about experiences that you had being at the youth the youth ah,
You tour,
the youth tour. People
yeah.
wanting to put another word in there. The youth pastor tour, the youth tour, and yeah, you've had some amazing people sow into your life, man. So keep letting them sow, and you keep reaping the harvest that God sends your way.
Nah, I appreciate that, Ryan, man.
Mhm.
Means more than you
Yeah.
know. Shout out to Sam. He's a good dude, man. He's very selfless in what he does. He always puts a lot of people on. And I even told him this. I was like, bro, like, we did a show back in January, and I was like, bro, like, this was really good for me because I wasn't understanding where I was heading to next. And he was like, bro, just come perform and have a good time. And that really meant a lot to me. So shout out to him. Mhm.
Oh, that's really good, man. That's really good. And so talk about some of the producers that you work with on this project and some of the artists that have been influential in your life as far as you doing music.
All right, so shout out to produce. I gotta put my boys on. Number one, two of them were produced by Extra Wavy.
Okay, I
He's
know him.
underground. You know Extra Wavy?
I do.
That is my dog. He's based out of South Carolina. So he produced two of them. Another one, it was Forest Fire. I met him in college when I was going to college for music technology. And a
Okay.
couple of them, like Can't Hurt Me, Bon Voyage 2,
Mhm.
intro, I produced by myself.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Word. Word. Hey, I wanted to ask you, man, who is Quay to you?
Quay?
Yeah, Quay's voice.
Oh, Q's voice.
Q. Q. Okay. Q. Q.
That is
Who is
one of
Q's
my
voice?
that is one of my very closest friends.
Oh man.
Yeah, we did a voiceover for the intro. I told him, bro, like I need a voiceover. It's supposed to be more genuine. People listen to it, but I was like, bro, let's make something like abstract and cinematic. Um, and that's one of my best friends.
Mm.
I just basically told him make that track super encouraging, something encouraging to keep me motivated that fit the theme of took a while to get here.
You know what's funny? You made that song, you made that track for your album, but I think God meant it to minister to you day after day after day. You know what I'm saying? Like you have something in your repertoire that you can listen back to, and that encouragement is always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like Q might not always have your ear. You might be somewhere and he's not around, and you try to get him on the phone or something. That
Yeah,
encouragement, man, pop it on and go right back to it. Spotify, Apple Music, Apple, uh,
all the
Amazon
DSPs.
Music. Yeah, all the DSPs, man, and you can just pop right back into that mindset. So that's really dope that you did that.
Yeah, he's basically a search away, and I got to listen to
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me about some things that you're looking forward to in 2025. Because I mean, the year's already almost halfway over. What are some things that you're looking forward to?
Um, I really, for the most part, there's more music coming, of course,
Hmm.
but I want to be more consistent. You know what I mean? I I want to really understand what marketing is, especially music marketing. Everything has gotten to the point where it's content based. Um, you have to provide value to people in the music that you're selling to them. You understand? So it can no longer be
Hmm.
like a music video of you just rapping. People scroll right past that. I'm looking forward to learning how to like hook people up in these videos, understand marketing, you know what I mean? Understand how to bring value to people, which it comes down to sales. You know what I mean? It just
Hmm.
comes down to
Sure.
how do you want to sell your music? How do you want to captivate your music to you people? How can you be more creative? So I'm excited to see where that's going. I have a couple homies of mine. We're building some stuff over here. Obviously, with Sam down here, we're
Hmm.
building a community representative. You know him.
Hmm.
And Kamar. Kamar's another homie
Hmm.
of mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. Another thing is just excited just to keep building the career, learning marketing, and then just to build with the homies down here in Broward.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, that's really good. That's really good. Um, you did say something that stuck out to me. Let's go back to like what your testimony was, man. How did you come to Christ?
All right, yeah. So mine is back in 2016, 2015. I was raised Catholic, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm Dominican, so I come from the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. It's
Okay.
an island in the Caribbean. Um and I was raised Catholic up until 2015. And I met some friends that shared the gospel to me because
Amen.
essentially I thought I can earn my own salvation. Um and they basically explained it to me that salvation is a gift, that there's nothing you can do to earn your salvation, that the work has already been done for you. And in that moment,
Absolutely.
it was like a burden, like a huge weight got lifted off my shoulders. And I started to attend church more. You know what I mean? I like a new Christian, bro. You started getting on fire for God, volunteering, going to church and stuff. It's nothing too crazy. But it's just the fact that um during that time, God brought friends into my life to be like, yo, like this is the true gospel, and I need you to come on this side. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Mom's still Catholic. You know what I mean? She don't like me, being a Christian like that. But
yeah.
you gotta please God, man. At the end of the
You'll
day,
you'll win her over. You'll win
yeah,
her
I hope
over.
so. I hope so.
Mm.
Mm,
And so that's big, man. That's really big. It takes a lot of faith to do something that your parents aren't doing.
mhm.
It takes a lot of courage. Jesus talked about that. Jesus was like, hey, let your dead bury your dead and come with me. Deny yourself, come with me. And so it's really important that we honor that. And for some of us, man, it's easier than others, right? We take it for granted. I know I was born in a household where both my parents were saved, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't have that problem of people saying this is not the truth, this is not your truth. So man, I tip my hat to you on that, and I'll definitely continue to pray for you and your mom, and your entire family, anybody that thinks that way of you, and is looking at you and hoping that you'll come back one day. Hopefully, no,
Yeah.
they'll come to the right side of understanding. Um, and then, man, yeah, talk about some of the artists that you look forward to working with. I know you already told me about Kamar, that's the homie. You talked about Sam Giannis, that's the homie as well. But like, as you see this play out, Christian hip hop and your imprint, your stamp on it, what are some things that you want to see happen with the culture?
Um, so obviously Christian hip hop is in a very unique spot now, unlike 5 years ago. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got futuristic now making Christian music. You got
Yeah.
Forrest Frank, you got Hovey hitting mainstream radio. You know what I mean? So I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity for everybody now. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
got Caleb Gordon, he built his own lane. Um, you got Tommy Royale, you got Kenny Rivers. Like all these dudes are solids and they build their own lane. And then it just goes to show you that um now there's more opportunity than ever. And then
Yeah.
in the space, I guess like I probably have to think about a
Hmm.
little bit more on what I would want happening, but down here we're definitely building more community for
Hmm.
amongst ourselves. We're putting
Yeah.
shows together. Um, we're providing the venues. We're coordinating the infrastructures of the shows, the timelines, the artists, and everything else. And I think down here we will be able to grow together. And
Yeah.
that's probably something that I want to see happening in South
Yeah.
Florida.
I love that, man. I spent a whole week of my birthday in the Dominican Republic.
Oh
Right,
yeah, how you
beautiful
like it?
place, man. Oh, I loved it. Woo, I loved it.
Yeah.
The food, the culture, everything was amazing, man. Amazing. Um, have you
Are you
ever thought
American
about?
or
I am,
are
yeah.
you okay? Copy
Hmm.
that. I thought
Yeah,
you maybe
yeah.
you had some Caribbean in you.
Oh no, yeah. My business partner does.
Okay.
Sean of the Track Stars. He's Jamaican
Oh,
descent.
Jamaica. Did I meet
Hmm.
him back 3 years ago?
Yeah, you did.
I did. That was him. Yeah, he was really cool.
Yep.
People, tell him I said what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
will. I will. And so, have you thought about doing a crossover album? Have you thought about pulling your audience from the Dominican and then like bringing them into what you do?
So my homie Illish. I don't know if you know Illish. Um,
Illish, Illish. Oh no, I don't think so.
no, you okay? He's a South Florida artist as well, but he tells
Mm.
me all the time. I recorded a Spanish track before, and he was like, "Bro, like this is actually solid. You should try maybe crossing over for a little bit and see how it works out for you." I do have a feel for it. It's just the
Mm.
thing, man. Now there's like that language barrier now that I got to figure it out. But it's
Yeah,
definitely possible. You never know now, man. Like I said,
yeah,
Christian hip hop. There's everybody has an open lane to do whatever they want. You
yeah.
know
Do
what I
you think
mean?
that would make your mom proud? Would she listen?
As long as it glorifies God, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Hmm.
absolutely. No, I mean, and shout out to you guys down in South Florida, man, Central Florida. I mean, y'all are putting Christian hip hop on the map. I
Mm,
mean, there's so many great artists, and then the sound is different from what we get in in the Midwest states and the West Coast and the up north sound. Even in me, I'm in Georgia. It sounds completely different, man. You got the like Sam Giannis. He likes to mix in, the jazz and the congos, the funk, the Latin beats. I mean, he does a lot of different cool stuff with his music and his production. But it sounds good, man, and it's refreshing because it speaks to a different level of audience.
hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
gives everyone your album gives everyone something that they can like off that project. There's
yeah,
so many different ways that you can present yourself in this space, and you do a really good job of that.
yeah. Thank you, man. For them, they Sam loves um pouring back into the youth. He loves the
Yeah.
brand of the youth group rapper. Um, and that's just his aesthetic. For me, that I don't always lean into strictly Christian music. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I I will talk about addiction. I will talk about my struggles as a man. You know what I mean? And I won't
Mhm.
always mention God in my music. However, it will point you back to Him. You know what I mean? It will
Sure.
point you back
Sure.
to Him. My end message is to know, even though that you going through these things, right? I'd like to point my people back to God.
Yeah.
But it's not knocking people like who always are mentioning like Jesus or anything in their music. Like by all means, you do your thing. I'm just
Hmm.
saying like everybody has their own way of like sharing the message. I see myself more of it as a either a Aha or a Nick D or Forrest Frank. You know what I mean? Like or even Toby. Like, people forget about Toby because Toby, like, he's so far out there now. Like, people,
Yeah.
forget he's Christian. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't I don't just like being confound just to like your brand is Christian music. Yeah, definitely excited for everything that's coming here in the near future.
No, I love that, man. That's a good lane to be in because the light of Christ exists inside of you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And you're his promoter no matter what. No matter where
Right.
you go, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, you're his promoter for life. So no, that's a good lane to be in. That's a good lane to be in. Well, look, tell everybody how they can find you and how they connect and can follow you on social media.
Yeah, so you can either type in A.Luis, capital A, capital L-U-I-S on Google. All my socials will pop up. Or A.Luis underscore AA, which A stands for Anomaly Ad, which is my media company. So yeah, A Lewis. I have a couple pages. A Lewis JPEG is just kind of me like not sticking to my music aesthetic. Like I'm drinking a latte right now, right?
Yeah,
Like Starbucks. I'll take a picture of that and post it on my like Instagram page because it doesn't matter. I just want to have fun with it, right?
yeah.
Anomaly Ave is more of like a media company that we're creating here in South Florida, where it's basically about Misfits creating culture, reaching the lost, people who are considered to be outcasts or society has thrown them away, and we give them an
Mhm.
opportunity to belong over here. So it's a couple exciting things that we're doing with that, and um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Not to give too much of it away because it's still in the building process, but
That's
uh,
dope. That's what's up.
mhm,
I love that, man. Yeah. Um, well, keep doing your thing, man. The photos, the media company, all of it sounds exciting. The
mhm.
music is great. Keep doing your thing there. And we look to get more out of you soon.
Yes, sir. Ryan, I really appreciate the opportunity, man. When you reached out, I was extremely happy because you guys showed me so much love 3 years ago. I'll never forget it, man.
Hey,
So
man. Look, man, we're excited to be a part of your journey as well, man. Keep doing what you do. You're making us all proud.
appreciate you, Ryan. Good talking
All
to you,
right.
man.
Yes, you as well. You as well. Well, listen, man. I know you guys got a lot out of that interview, just like I did. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, man. It's gonna change lives, and hopefully, you heard some things in there that will change your life as well. If you know somebody who is struggling with addiction, is on their way out of it, or they're trying to get away from it, man, look, this brother has a crazy story about how he overcame it, and I know that if it works for him, it can work for you. Try Jesus. That's it. This is the Independent Artist Spotlight presented by Next Level Provision. God will provide. Indeed. Until the next time, we out. Peace.
Peace.